Hey everybody, hope you're having a good week so far. Well, if you're an American citizen, U.S. national, sitting somewhere in Kabul, Afghanistan right now, you're not feeling very good at all. You're not feeling very assured, and you're probably feeling pretty downright scared. So I saw an article today that said that United States officials admit that there's no official plan to evacuate American citizens. You heard that, right? I'm going to link the article. But the situation, right, is a dire, it looks like a very dire situation right now there on the ground. But you've seen some video if you've been following this. The situation is in the airport, you have the United States military in control right now. You got Marines there, you got the 82nd Airborne in there. So they're holding the airport, but you have up to 15,000 United States citizens and Afghans that have been assisting during a lot of this time outside the airport in Kabul trying to get in. So into the airport to get evacuated. The problem is, in between them two is the Taliban have checkpoints set up, and they're harassing and people trying to get in there. So you got these big walls that have been erected during the occupation around the airport, and you got people trying to get in there just so they can get a flight out and get the military to help them. So a really bad situation here. I think this could really get ugly. I mean, it could turn I hope not, pray not, but it's set up to really get crazy. Looks like it already is if you follow, if you've been following the story a little bit. But like I said, you got the T-band, the bad guys who've come in. They have checkpoints set up around Kabul and outside the airport. 15,000 Americans still basically caught behind enemy lines right now. You got about 6,000, I believe it's 6,000 American troops there at the airport. So there's not enough of them to take the operation outside the airport and go after and retrieve our people, or at least it doesn't seem like it. So, what my question is, what happens if all these people can't get to the airport and get in there to safety? I mean, what happens then? Are they just SOL? I mean, it doesn't sound like there was proper planning about this to begin with. They underestimated, leadership underestimated how quickly Afghanistan would fall and how quickly the Afghan army would fold up. And they didn't realize, I'm sure they didn't think that the Taliban would collapse in and just overrun everything so quickly. I mean, within days. It's ridiculous. So, like I said, dire situation. And I saw this, is that the State Department advice had put out, this was sometime yesterday, I think, advice for the people that are caught outside the airport is to shelter in place and tune in for help on social media. I mean, what good does that do? I mean, how assuring is that to hear? Not very much at all. So I would think that, and I saw a video, I think it was yesterday, of these big United States Air Force transport, these big cargo planes flying people out and flying Afghans out of nationals out of there. And it seems like to me, it looks like we would prioritize American citizens first. I mean, I'm all for getting Afghans out, okay? But I would think that we prioritize here and get our people out first, and then get as many Afghans as we can, of course. Not wild about them all coming here, but at least get them out of that region, get them out of Afghanistan. You know, we've got a humanitarian crisis going right now, and it looks bad. Bad optics. It looks really bad for the leadership, United States military, not necessarily the military itself, but the leadership. It makes them look really bad, ill-prepared, inept, you name it. And, if you're a jihadist right now, or an enemy of the United States, you've got to feel emboldened. I mean, you got to feel victory, and you've got to feel really inspired right now. I would think they are, and they got to feel pretty good right now. They're in a good spot, got a good bargaining chip. What if they're able to capture some of these people and just hold them and get all kind of things, get a lot of ransom? They could demand it. That could happen. So these people are unpredictable. So right now they're in a position of having to trust the T-band guys here to let our people have safe passage. And then I saw another article that said, this came out later later in the afternoon today, that said that there was a new security alert came over from the U.S. Embassy in Afghanistan. And it said that new security alert: United States government cannot ensure safe passage to the international airport, Kabul. No kidding. We can see that. I mean, this situation is, somebody made a comment yesterday that said this is FUBAR, Fubar. I've used that before. If you don't know what that means, look it up, or you can email me. I'll let you know what it means. And then I saw, this was earlier this evening. I don't know exactly when it occurred, but the president made a speech. President of the United States made a speech earlier today. It's about a 15-minute speech about something else. I think about health measures, and then took no questions. He gave us a short speech, turned around, turned his back on everybody, and walked out. I mean, who does that? I mean, now, say what you will about Trump, okay? All right. But the guy, whenever he spoke, he would stand there and take it. He would stand there and answer questions for an hour or more. I mean, they had to pull him out of off the stage. I mean, off that podium. I mean, he would answer. Now, he wouldn't give them the answer they want a lot of times, and he would piss them off. But at least he stood there and did it, and went back and forth with them. He didn't just run away. I mean, I can't remember a president doing that. I mean, that was just, I watched the replay of him making his last remarks and then walking off. I had to watch it several times. I'm like, I'm speechless on that one. Share your thoughts. I'm sure you will. And share your thoughts about this situation. It just looks grim. Hopefully it turns. Hopefully the T-band cooperates a bit and allows people to get out. But, you have to trust them. I think it's a really precarious spot to be in, and it could really turn bad. Like I said, I just hope they don't grab a bunch of people and hold them hostage or anything like that. That could be tough. This world needs some Jesus really bad. I tell you what, really bad. Pray. Let's pray for the situation. Let's pray for our leaders. And with that, I'm going to say, enjoy the rest of this week. God bless you. Be safe. Live your life. Enjoy those around you. And I'll see you soon.